Welcome. If you actually watch the lesson on X3, this lesson should go very, very quickly because all you need to do in order to write the equation in standard form is find your A value, find your B value, and make sure you know if it's the X squared that's positive in front and you're minusing the Y squared, or if it's the Y squared that's in positive and you're minusing the X squared. If it's open left and right, the X squared is in front and you're minusing off the Y squared. Then all you need is your A and B value to put underneath those, and that's equal to 1. And A always goes under the first one. And A is always half your transverse axis squared. So I take 2, I square it, I would put a 4. Your conjugate axis, or your B value, is half of your conjugate. What you do is you go straight up from the vertex until you get to the line of, or the asymptote line, and that goes up a total of 6 units. So half the conjugate axis is 6. You square that number, you get 36. And there's your equation, as simple as that. So I've typed that in down here now. And I hit submit, and we do it right. Now here's another one that's opened up and down, so it will be your Y squared term that's first. And again, all you need to do is you need to find your A value, which is the distance from your vertex to the center. My A value is 4. So since it's opened up and down, it's Y squared over 4 squared is 16 minus my X squared over my B value. Now my B value, remember, go left now from the vertex till you hit that asymptote line. That's only 2 units. We square 2, we get 4, and that equals 1. Now remember, the center we're using has always so far been 0, 0. Really, there could be a Y minus some value and a X minus some value if the center is shifted, right? But these centers were not shifted. That's why we have a single Y squared and a single X squared on top of our 2 fractions. Now I've typed that simple equation into here and hit submit. So now I'm going to jump way ahead till we get to one that has a center that's not at the origin. We jumped all the way up to 90. So let's do this one here. First thing is I notice it's opened up and down. So it's going to be my Y squared first. And I notice my center is shifted 3 units up. So I'm going to have a Y minus 3 in parentheses squared over my A value squared. Now be careful. Start at the center and go to the vertex. That's only 2 units. 2 units is half of my transverse axis. That's going to give me a 4 minus my X squared term, and I'm not shifted left or right. My center has an X value of 0, so I don't need to do a minus 0. I just do an X squared over, now again, I'm going to go from a vertex straight horizontally out till I hit my axis of, my symmetry, not symmetry. I'm having trouble saying my asymptote. My asymptote, the line that the parabola gets closer and closer to, and it's out 3 units, or half of my conjugate axis is 3. I square that, I get 9, and remember, always equal to 1. I've just typed that equation in here. I'm just looking at it really quickly to verify I've done it all correctly, and there we go. Here's one that has a shift. So I'll do this last one here. It has both a vertical and a horizontal shift for its center. If it helps, by all means, take the time to write down your center. Your center is 4, -2. 4, -2 is my center. So I'm going to do my 2 fractions, my minus sign. It always equals 1. Now, I first got to decide, is it the X squared that's in front that's positive minusing the Y squared, or the Y squared in front minusing the X squared? Well, it's open left and right. So it's my X squared. So I'm going to do X minus 4, because that's the center. Positive 4 is the center, in parentheses squared on top. The second term is obviously going to be my Y, and it's going to be a minus 2, right? So it's plus 2 squared. Now I just got to find my A and my B. Well, my A is easy enough to see. It's 3 units in length. I square that. Don't forget to square it. That's the common mistake. 3 squared is 9. And now my B, I'll do that in a different color. Again, I just go out like this. Well, my B is 2 units in length. I square 2 and I get 4. And there is my equation. I just type that in very quickly. X minus 4 in parentheses squared over 9 minus y plus 2 squared over 4 equals 1. If you have any questions on this, please be sure to bring them to class and ask.